Oh, I'll tell you what, there's more to this Drew Chatman thing. So LFA has a fight over the weekend, and these two guys are fighting, and Drew Chatman gets knocked down or goes down. His opponent comes down on top. When his opponent falls on top, he gets knocked out. I think he hit Drew's knee, so he's unconscious. So Drew jumps up, and while the opponent's unconscious, Drew jumps both feet on his back and hits a front flip, like in a moment of celebration. So all hell breaks loose. He ends up disqualified. But in addition, the California Commission has come forward and gone, no, we're going to do something about this. This is terrible. This is disgusting. All true, but the conversation's not over. So let's start with the good news, okay? Drew came out and apologized. And he did this before it was asked of him. He did this before he was in the hot seat. I offer you that because the sincerity of an apology is much more important than the words of the apology. I bought it. I personally bought it. I thought, okay, he knows he screwed up here. And that's going to go a long way. When you're dealing with the executive director, that matters, right? I mean, what's the entire reform system about? You punish a guy, but in that time that he's being punished, you're hoping that he learned his lesson so he doesn't do it again. Pretty straightforward. So if Chatman already understands, hey, this was a BS move, it was a BS move by me, and I'm sorry, well, that helps bridge the gap pretty good. Now that I've laid this out, though, it's not quite over, and I'll tell you why. So I must have watched this 15 times. I slowed this down. I'm watching it over and over and over. So again, the opponent goes down. Chatman jumps to his feet, jumps on the guy's back, hits a front flip. Where this gets interesting, purely from a conversation, I'm making conversation here, but from a technical standpoint, I could not see the ref call a conclusion to that fight prior to Chatman jumping on his back and hitting the flip. And I kept rewinding. It's like a draw. It's like as Chatman's feet are, as he's leaving the ground to jump on the guy to then hit the flip, is when the referee realizes the opponent's unconscious and he starts to stop it. A good attorney, and Chatman's not going to have a good attorney, but a good attorney is going to look at that. He's going to go, oh, you got to throw intent out. You don't get to talk about intent. You don't get to talk about the fact that my client knew the opponent was unconscious, that he was over-celebrating, because none of that's in the rule book. What's in the rule book? I got to stop when the referee says stop, and that's the end of it. It's going to be tough. It was a really close call. I'm telling you, it's like a dead heat from the second that he bends his knees and starts to leave the ground to then jump on the opponent, that the referee realizes what's going on and tries to stop him. So now do you get even more technical? Do you go, okay, well then it was within the time of fair play, but now you're talking about feet going into an opponent's back and spine while he's a downed opponent. Now you have that illegal. I mean, how technical do you want to get? I don't know that that's a road that anybody wants to go down. I don't like what happened at all. I do like that Drew apologized, and I did take it sincere. I think you guys will too. I thought it was a sincere apology, and I think that matters. I hope it's considered.